I started having visions again for the first time in decades. And it keeps happening. And it needs to stop. They need to stop. The last time it was, became something different. Can't happen again. You know, I've worked really hard. And I've built something that's it's helping people. It's helping me. Can't go back.
Hello and welcome to Doomcoming, a podcast where we are watching and discussing every episode of Yellowjackets, one by one, spoiler-free, except in the What's the Buzz section. I don't normally hitchhike or look like this. I'm Jenny Owen Youngs.
And I love you even when you try to control me. I am Kristin Russo, and hey, today we are talking about season 2, episode 4, Old Wounds. Not the new kind, the kind that have been festering, if you know what I mean.
You had me at festering. Old Wounds was written by Julia Bicknell and Liz Fang. I just want to flag that I think the majority of the episodes in this season have collaborative writing credits.
Yeah.
Directed by Scott Wynant, or possibly Winant, or Winant, or Weenant.
Scott,
I'm so sorry.
I was really excited, Jenny, because I looked at Scott.
What if it was Scott Winant? Sorry.
We'll do Scott
really
Winant for you. I was looking at Scott Winant's resume, and the first thing that my eye caught on was 30-something, which made me very excited because I was like, wait. If he directed something in 30-something, odds are he maybe directed something from My So-Called Life. He directed 3 episodes. Do you know which 3 episodes he directed? Okay.
I don't even know one of the 3.
He directed the pilot episode of My So-Called Life.
Wow.
He directed Dancing in the Dark, which was the 2nd episode.
Wow.
And then the 3rd episode, So-Called Angels, the holiday episode, the one that has slaughtered all of us and sent Juliana Hatfield straight to heaven without her boots, with her boots. She got her boots back.
Spoilers for Juliana Hatfield's boots. That's really feels like a real hot button issue for me right now because Aldrich's favorite word is currently boot. He likes to say boot. He likes to look at Puss in Boots. He likes to put his boots on and take his boots off. Boot is just like nonstop. Maybe I should show him this episode of My So-Called Life, but probably not for another
features
10
at
years.
least 2 pairs of boots. So but and I mean, like the
singer-songwriter's shoes never worn.
Oh my God. I mean, I think also the other thing is like, this is really cool. He directed these episodes of television that we love from My So-Called Life, but also he has been doing this for a long time, right? These are these credits that we're referencing. My So-Called Life, this is 94, 95, and 30-something came before My So-Called Life. So this guy has not only a resume, but a long history of doing good work. And this episode included. This episode aired, depends on who you ask, April 14th. If you watched on Friday, April 16th. Is that how you do math? If you watched on Sunday, 2023.
Good math. Kristin, since you took my originally aired on, I'm going to say, according to IMDb, This is the one where relive your youth by hitting the road. Go on vacation with a new friend. Hitchhike if you must. Just make sure you pack a good playlist for the ride. Some recommendations from us. Anything you can do, and you get what you give. Meanwhile, Showtime is like, could you please settle down?
Yeah.
And they just said, hitting the road with some music.
Yep. Short and sweet from Showtime. I choose the Showtime one, but it is fun to think about the fact that like not everyone, but a lot of folks in this episode are journeying. They are on their way to somewhere, from somewhere, etc. And plus, Jenny, you know my favorite word is journey. So this is a really special
I know
episode
you
for
love journeys.
me in particular. Okay, so we're gonna do a character split in this discussion, right? We're gonna because this episode, when I looked at it, I was like, okay, this is really more about. I think this episode is primarily about Natalie and Lottie, their relationship, what's happening in the woods, what's happening in present day. But it seemed because of that, like tethering together the Nat and Lot from 96 and the Nat and Lot from now, that doing this by character would make sense. So we'll talk about Shauna, Jeff, and Callie. Then we'll talk about Misty and, of course, Walter. We'll do the Van and Ty party of it all. And then we'll go into all that is Natalie, Lottie, their competition, But before we do any of that, Jenny, we should talk about the credits, because this is the one where Alanis Morissette sings No Return in the credits.
Totally. I totally knew that. And I haven't been fast forwarding through the credits because I've been conscientiously watching them. Here's the thing. Time is at a premium. I took these notes on a bus from or to the airport. I've been doing these weekend flyouts. First to DC for the buffering Halloween hootenanny, and then more recently to Charleston, West Virginia for Mountain Stage. And I'll tell you what, the notes got to get taken, even when Dad has to travel for work. So there I was in the dark on a bus hitting skip credits.
You know what? And we love you for it. But don't worry, Jenny, because I watched the credits. I remembered Alanis singing. And I also found an article on Variety with a couple of quotes, one of which I think you're going to really like because it has a word that I think maybe is farfisa.
Farfisa, yeah.
Farfisa in it. So
that's that.
Yeah, I saw that word and I was like, well, when I get there, Jenny will have a good time.
Make an annoying sound at you, yeah.
yeah, it worked. So just a quote from Alanis. I love the original version of No Return. She was asked to do this cover. She said, it's just a perfect song. It was a little daunting to be asked to reinterpret it, but I see the parallels between Yellowjackets and my perspective while songwriting. The sheer intensity, that going for the jugular with no fear around going for the profane. And then she said, and this was interesting to me, I've strived my entire career to support the empowerment of women and sensitives and see the world through the female lens. Sensitives? I don't know what that even means, but I love it. So I'm with you, Alanis. And she said, what's so wonderful about this show is that each character is allowed to be dynamic and complex as opposed to oversimplified, reduced versions of women, which I think is a big part of why we love this show. You want to hear the Farfisa? Obviously, what is the guy's first name? It's Anna
Craig Wedren.
Craig Wedren and Anna Warnk are, wrote this theme. And they said they just knew that the title theme needed something, quote, spooky. The perfect instrument to help deliver that was a vintage Farfisa organ. And Wedren told Variety that they used that because, quote, there's nothing more fun and spooky than a Farfisa, because that's a classic thriller sound.
Wow. Yes.
So
love
do you
it.
agree? Musician Jenny Owen Youngs, is there anything?
Yeah, I think Farfisas are creepy as hell. But they're also like a little they're like a little too ridiculous to be scary. So they can only be creepy.
Yeah. And I mean, I guess context is everything. And the context of someone screaming, no return, no reason at you will really tip the scale, I guess.
Yeah. I was delighted to see that Alanis is also singing on the Lottie's Dream version.
Oh, yeah. The Hatch Mall version? Is that the...
Hatch Mall?
Yeah,
Oh, Hatch Mall. Okay, yeah, great. Okay, because parenthood. I'm like, the noise machine / combo nightlight.
That is on my registry, the Hatch as well. So I'll be with
forgive
you soon.
Forgive us, those of you who don't know any children and don't care.
No, it's like the Lost Hatch. If you turn right, you find what's his face and the numbers, and if you turn left, you get to the mall. That's just how it works.
Yes, perfect.
Okay, so let's start with. Oh, yes, sorry, Jenny. Big thoughts.
I just want to like put a big thought out here. Do you feel like a little? Okay, this is what I feel like, and without I'm not going to talk about anything specific. But I will just say, like, what I'm about to say applies to the rest of the season moving forward. Mm-hmm. This season, it's hard to not compare and contrast this season and season 1 because I just feel like obviously they're continuing a story that began in the previous season, but they just like, there are just like such notable, I feel like, differences. There's just like stuff coming to the fore. Things are happening. There's room for stuff to happen in season 2 that was not able to happen in season 1, and choices are being made and things are feeling different. It feels like there's like something about season 2 that makes me feel like the general vibe of doing 3 shots of tequila in a row, getting a blindfold put on you, getting spun around, and then like getting handed a piñata stick. Do you know what I mean?
Say more for me. I can imagine doing those things in that order, but I would love for you to apply that even more so to the show, season 2 as a whole. Like, we're whacking at so many things. We are.
Maybe this is I think I made a bad choice.
I think you made a great choice.
It feels like a very small cult formed. The people who made season 1, small cult. Very like clear ideas, a central focus.
Right.
United in their philosophy, with like, everyone working in tandem. Whatever. And then they blew up on TikTok.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And a lot more people joined the cult.
Yep.
And brought a lot of like fresh and exciting ideas and drugs. and now
so it's like the sophomore album problem applies to television, and especially television.
I don't know that I would make an analogy to the sophomore album. Like that's not what I think of when I think of like the sophomore slump. I'm not even saying it's a slump. I'm just saying like it feels like many tendrils are shooting outwards from the central hub.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of wiggling and again drugs. It just feels like things are going bonkers.
Yeah, we're getting wild. And it's hard to know. I mean, I don't know that we will know for a long time what the vision was at the start of season 1 and how things shifted along the way, because it's that kind of information, I feel like, in a series where they have said they have concepts for 5 seasons of this show, the story is down and blah blah blah. That doesn't mean that nothing's going to change, but I wonder what did shift, if anything, from what they thought season 2 was going to be to what it was, and if part of it was that season 2 was always meant to be wilder and a little bit more untethered, or if that is like probably it's just somewhere in between the two, that the cult following, the Reddit threads of it all, wove into some of what they did with the show. I mean, that's clearly like their fan engagement, Yellowjackets fan engagement and like what have you is like massive. I feel like the most recent thing I remember sort of being like this tethered together is like the Orphan Black moment in time when like the fandom was just like rampant and the Orphan Black socials were rampant and it felt like I don't know, the fans were a part of the creation of the show. They're not, but like, you know what I mean, in some way. But yeah.
I think I want to talk about this more in What's the Buzz, but I think that fans have come to have influence on show making in ways that I don't think are like great for stories personally.
Yeah.
But we can talk about it more in What's the Buzz.
Okay. Stay tuned for What's the Buzz. Wait, I'm going to jinx us, but like when I do the timestamps for What's the Buzz, so far 3 for 3, we've been almost exactly like on the minute mark, the same. I'm like, how do we always get to What's the Buzz at the same time in our conversation?
Whoa. All right. So the Shipmans. Nope, not the Shipmans. Although in a way, kind of the Shipmans. What the fuck is Jeff's last name?
All I could think of was Pruitt. Like I was like, the Pruitts? What's Jeff's last name?
Who is Jeff Pruitt?
I don't know.
Oh.
Maybe I was trying to think of Jeff Probst.
Wow. That would be a very different show.
Yeah.
Although,
I think we should call
you
them
know what? I think Survivor could take a few notes from the girls in the wilderness. It's feeling a little safe over there right now.
Different kind of alliance. I actually support calling them the Shipmans. So you can find Jeff's last name, but
Sadecki.
Of course, the Sadeckis. Yeah, this arc, the Sadecki arc, starts and ends in the kitchen, as most things do. Begins with Jeff saying to Shauna, so they just found the minivan? They just found it on the side of the road? She's like, yeah, that's it. They just found it. How crazy is that? Oh, you guys.
Oh,
so
my
many
Lord.
lies.
Shauna wants to talk about odor-resistant crew socks. Jeff wants to talk about the police knowing about Shauna's affair. I love that his way into this is I overheard some policemen talking about it at the gym. Imagine. Well, I guess it's not that hard to imagine. Generally, policemen going to the gym and maybe having a conversation amongst themselves. Maybe it seems like I could imagine policemen who are shitty enough to do that in a public place.
Mm-hmm.
But not Kevin.
Not
our sweet Kevin with a Y.
It could have been Jay or whatever. Is that his name?
Sure.
Like that I could see him just chatting about whatever. Callie is going to Alana's. Spoiler alert. No, she's not. This is every teenager's nightmare. The thing that you hope will never happen when your mom runs into your friend's mom at Kohl's in the parking lot and one of them says, thanks so much for all of the time that you've been hosting my daughter, Callie. And the other one says, I haven't seen Callie in weeks.
Dude, yeah, this is some bad news. Didn't we just watch an episode of Buffy where this happens? Yes, all the way.
Yes, where Amber Tamblyn is being used as a pawn in Dawn's scheme.
Well, they're using one another. It's a mutual scheme, as it usually is with this sort of setup. And we also just watched Brian Krakow do it on My So-Called Life.
Oh my God. Wow. All the teens are doing it across decades.
Oh my God. I'm so scared for one day having a teen. Searching Callie's room, what does Shauna find? One condom.
One condom. Hey, that's good.
Better to find
a condom.
Are using condoms?
I think some teens are using condoms. I'm not sure that Callie and Kyle would have continued using this podcast is not for underage drinking, nor is it for unprotected sex. Please keep yourself safe. I don't know that the Kyle and Callie at this point would be still using condoms. They should be, but I don't know that they would be.
Or maybe that's why there's a condom laying around, because they're no longer using condoms.
I would
So it
rather
has
find a
not
condom
gone.
in my teens drawer than not, honestly. That would give me some confidence about responsible decisions.
Also, she
Here's
finds Adam's license. Oh no.
oh yeah.
These
Yeah.
women have to stop finding the tiny little piece of Adam's license that has his face on it in each other's stuff.
I will tell you what I do know is that I would much rather find a condom in my teen daughter's desk drawer than find the charred piece of a license from the man that I have recently murdered. So
Yeah, condom a much better sign. Meanwhile, Callie's making a date with Jay. It looks like she's texting him about meeting him at the golf spot. Do you think this is the same mini golf place that Shauna and Adam went on a date?
Oh my fucking God. It probably is.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. That's fucking crazy. I did not make that connection.
What am I, a citizen detective or something?
I think you might be, but I hope by the end of the episode you have a name for us. You know, it's not Agent Gray, but what could it be?
Submissions welcome. Hello at bufferingcast.com.
I have a question though, and I don't even think this is a what's the buzz question, and if it is, just redirect me there and we could talk about it later. But the fact that Callie is saying that she's sleeping over at Alana's, but then she's seeing Jay, it feels like are we supposed to think that she is sleeping at Jay's house? Because that feels like a lot.
I would like to know where she's sleeping. Yeah, because
right.
Later in the episode, she talks about getting drunk at the park with her friend.
Yeah.
And like, is she sleeping on a bench?
Right.
Or
Is she just
sleeping under
not
a
going
tree?
home because she doesn't want to go home drunk? I mean,
She's sleeping in her car.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's true. I guess does she have a car?
She's a teenager in New Jersey, so I'm going to say probably yes.
I just, please no sleeping at Jay's. This is an adult fucking man. That is not, no, thank you. So Shauna kidnaps Callie. She says
was any part of you when Shauna rolls up and is like, get in, was any part of you like, is Shauna going to murder her daughter?
Definitely.
Is this it for Callie?
Like, I didn't think that, but I feel like the show sets you up. Especially because maybe not right when she gets in the car, but like when they roll up to like this deserted place and they have no service. Like I don't think that watching it originally, I was like, oh no, but I was like, what are we doing here?
When there was no cell service, beads of sweat began to form on my forehead.
Yeah. This might be, we're getting to, I think, one of my favorite. It's so hard to rank Melanie Linsky moments, but the conversation. So they go to this remote location. They're not going to have Shauna kill Callie, thank God. That would be, in my humble opinion, a bit of character assassination. I don't think she would kill her daughter.
Wow, I love that. That's your line.
What? Why? Oh, that's my line. I see. The line to cross, not that that's like what I'm saying. Got it.
Yes.
She's like, I know you've been lying about Alana. Bold to even begin there at this point, Shauna, when you literally know that Callie has Adam's fucking charred license in her desk, but okay. And Callie, being a mini Shauna, is immediately like, yeah, no, fuck that, actually. How about you tell me about killing this guy that you were having an affair with? Is that what you did? And let's hear this sound clip because Melanie Linsky, she has this uncanny ability to like make you laugh while being completely genuine. Like, it just seems like she is genuinely reaching around to try to answer Callie, but also it's very funny.
Yes, I killed Adam. But he was blackmailing my friends, my teammates. Oh, fuck, no, actually. That's a lie. Adam was not the blackmailer, but at first I thought that he was, so...
Oh my fucking God. So you killed a person, like an innocent person who did not deserve to die.
Yeah.
I knew that Dad didn't have anything to do with any of this. I knew that it was all you.
Actually, your dad is not so squeaky clean in all this, Callie. He was the blackmailer.
Okay, everything about this sucks.
I know.
So you're saying that he's the reason that this entire thing happened and that you're now a murderer?
No. I mean, yes, kind of. But he's not a bad person, okay? He is just a bad criminal.
Oh my God. What do you think about I mean, we're going to get Jeff and Shauna in conflict about this, but like, what do you think about this? This is hard. You have to put yourself in Shauna's shoes, which is probably impossible. But like, for whatever reason, you have killed someone and your child is intertwined in this. You don't want to lie to them and fuck up their lives because they're like, what the fuck is my mom doing? What is my dad doing? But also, to Jeff's later point, you are immediately making them an accomplice to your crime by telling them. So what is your takeaway on this choice, Jenny?
Well, I think that a lot of Shauna's adult and like just pre-adult life has been plagued with secrecy.
Mm-hmm.
She has been, under a dark cloud that isolates her from most of the rest of the world. And the two people that she's closest to, that she wasn't on a high school soccer team with, are Jeff and Callie.
Yeah.
And she probably is like, she has a license. Everything's fucked. How much worse could it get? Why don't I just try being honest for once?
Yeah.
As honest as I can be, even if I have to like keep reminding myself like, oh wait, no, that's just a lie that I made up. Let me correct. She probably feels incredible after she tells Callie. She probably feels like the weight of the world has come off of her shoulders.
Yeah, and obviously we can only go on what we see of Callie in the, remaining beats, but it seems like Callie is like fucked up by this information because of how massive it is, but that ultimately she feels better knowing than not knowing. But it's complicated.
Like countless others, in the last few weeks, I've really been hung up on Agatha all along. It's really been haunting me. And
Jenny watched it all over again for a second time already, didn't you?
I did, which is I haven't done since I watched season 1 of Yellowjackets.
Wow.
And I was like, I gotta do that again and see what's up.
I mean, if the math checks out, it means maybe someday we'll do an Agatha All Along podcast,
Oh, that would be too upsetting. But also I would like that. Yeah. But also it would be too upsetting. Well, I'm going to delicately tiptoe around being specific in any more specific than I absolutely have to be, because I don't want to spoil anything for people who haven't watched yet. Although if you're listening to our Yellowjackets coverage, you're probably gay enough to have already watched Agatha All Along by the time this goes up. But I digress. There is a relationships that we see depicted between a mother and her spawn.
Her spawn.
She begat a baby, and then that baby reached an age that I will not specify. I didn't want to say mother and child because I didn't want to specify or even indicate in any way
sure
what age her spawn is. But we see them together when said spawn is a child, and we see this sort of like, we see some bad action, like we see
right.
the mother doing some bad stuff, and we see her child just like going along with it, being a part of it, and not like it made me think a lot about how anything can be normal when you're a kid with your mom.
Yeah.
You know, or your dad or whomever, like adults who are like shaping the way that you see the world. Yeah. Anything can be normalized. And while Callie's not exactly a child, she kind of is, you know. She's sort of on the precipice. And I think it makes a lot of sense that even though she's like, oh God, Mom, and like, this is so fucked up, that she's also like, okay, we're a unit. The place that this leads is family closeness, which is wild, but also makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. And I think like maybe the realest moment that they have is when, you know, because she says that Jeff was blackmailing the Yellowjackets, and Callie immediately is like, why would he even be doing that? Like, what would he even have? And Shauna says, like, we did things out there that we are ashamed of. Why are you laughing?
Top of the list. Shauna's makeup job on Jackie's corpse. So ashamed.
Christ. We did things out there we're ashamed of. And then she gets really upset, and she's like, I'm hoping that can be enough for now. Like, maybe one day I can tell you more, but like, it's very upsetting to me. And it's very honest and very truthful. And Callie clocks that immediately, that like her mom is being very real and accepts it, you know, doesn't push her more. And like, I think that moment, like, I know that Shauna coming clean about fucking murdering Adam and like the whole thing has its own weight for Callie, but I wonder if that beat of like her really actually talking about her time and how heavy it is and how hard it is for her to carry had even more meaning to Callie in the long run. Anyway.
Yeah, and did it make her feel bad about her choice to
wear Jackie's fucking soccer uniform to a rave in Brooklyn or wherever the fuck they were, probably.
Yeah. Do you think Shauna had both her own uniform and Jackie's uniform in a closet together? Just a good friend and a best friend
kissing. They were just the uniforms were kissing each other. I don't know if she would keep her own. She'd definitely keep Jackie's.
Oh my God.
Okay. So anyway, we kind of gave you the beats of the last scene in the Sadecki household, which is they're in the kitchen. Do you remember what they're making, Jenny? Because I remember somebody being so upset about the cucumbers, but is it this scene or maybe it's another scene in the future? But I like didn't catch what they were making. I just remember somebody being like, how would you ever put that on that? But maybe there's another Sadecki kitchen scene.
What you're saying is ringing a bell, and I don't think it's from this episode.
Okay. Stay tuned for future meals made in this Sadecki
I feel like there's
kitchen.
a weird thing with like cheese crackers or something.
Okay. All right. We'll get there.
I just like about in the dark.
I tried to find it and I was like, wait, it's not here. The cucumbers seem okay to be chopped, but Callie comes clean. To honesty begets honesty. Callie immediately says, I was going to the park. I wasn't going to Alana's, but I'm here now and what have you. And Jeff is grappling with the same question that I just made Jenny grapple with, which is, what? You told our daughter? He's like, we got one shot at this. We have one child. And
the family that colludes in covering up a murder together stays together.
Really?
As I always say.
Made me think of, did you watch Ozarks? The Ozarks.
I did not.
Ozark. There's a family situation there as well, where children are aware of some of the crimes of their parents. Complicated stuff. I plan to commit no crimes as a parent, so I will not have to deal with this. Famous last words. Okay, let's go to Misty, who
thinks they're not going to do any crimes.
Yeah. Let's go to Misty, who is on a road trip with Walter.
Dude. Getting Ty's voicemail. You have reached Senator Thaisa Taylor. Leave a message after the beep. As we've already learned, she hasn't even been sworn in yet. This is the level of insufferability that I plan to lean all the way into after the book comes out, after our book that we wrote comes out. If we are blessed with any kind of list, if we make it onto any kind of sales list, I'll be changing my outgoing voicemail message to, you have reached a New York Times bestselling author, Jenny Owen Youngs, good friend of her best friend, Kristin Russo. Leave a message after the meeting.
Many people's favorite host of the pod, Jenny Owen Youngs. Yeah.
I'm more concerned with I don't know, if you're a senator, wouldn't you just leave it like the robot saying you have reached, 201-213-5567?
Right. Like not, like if this
not
is
like,
her
hello,
work
you
phone.
have successfully reached, if you are stalking me, if you are trying to do me harm or
you
bend
found
my
me.
ear.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh my God. Walter is just full of, he read, it feels like he read the Misty Handbook before he got here. I'm sure that your friends are just busy. They're all lucky to have you. This is like when you try to write a review about something you didn't like, but it has to be a good review, or you try to say something nice to somebody, but you don't mean it, but he somehow means it. But he says, they're all lucky to have you. How many friends have relentlessly got your back? Relentlessly is such a choice of word.
Yeah.
And Walter means it. That's the thing.
Yeah.
It's they are the same guy. These
Relatedly, Misty ends her voice message to Thaisa by saying, don't make me come looking for you, which under any other circumstance, coming from any other person, would feel purely fine. But in this instance has never sounded so chilling.
Oh my God. Jenny, what do you think of Walter's tape cassette collection?
I haven't seen a cassette suitcase in so long. And there are so many musical soundtracks in here.
I confessed to Joanna Robinson because I waited too long to make the gift work. But when I watched season 2 of Yellowjackets originally, what I wanted to get Joanna Robinson for Christmas was a tape cassette holder of all of Sondheim's musicals written like this. I thought it would have been so delightful. And of course, I did not do it. But on the most recent hang that I had with Joanna, I said, this was my idea. And maybe the thought counts for something, even though I didn't do it. We've got Rent top musical in there. So I'm a fan of Walter because I too enjoy the soundtrack, the original Broadway recording soundtrack to Rent the musical. But some of Misty's favorite, I mean, there's Cats is in there. Phantom is, I don't think Phantom is in there, but Cats is in there. So, we're getting close. And I never knew what Starlight Express was about, Jenny.
Oh, me neither until now. And I just want to say no thanks.
I'm going to, just in case you didn't look it up. So the reason that I figured it out is because Misty thinks that Walter is a Yellowjackets obsessive, because who the fuck would have this cassette collection unless they did a bunch of research on her? And he's like, whoa, no, I don't actually care that you're a Yellowjacket. It's here's another pickup line for Misty Quigley. I don't care that you're a Yellowjacket. It's the least interesting thing about you. And she halfway believes him, but is still not ready to commit to the shared musical love. So he calls her bluff by going to grab Starlight Express, but we don't know that. All we hear is Misty say, as she grabs it out of his hand, no, whoa, what? Let's tell the story of Cinderella, but every character is a train. So I immediately was like, what? The description.
This just feels unnecessary. This feels like something that did not need to be written.
The description of Starlight Express, a 1984 musical. This is Andrew Lloyd Webber did the music, and it tells the story of a young but obsolete steam engine, Rusty, who races in a championship against modern locomotives of diesel and electric engines in the hope of impressing a first-class observation car, Pearl. What? You guys, literally what? Now I'm going back to when you asked me about having 2 shots of tequila and aiming for a piñata, and I'm feeling
this is what I'm saying.
that this is definitely
They were
a
like,
creation.
they fired up the writer's room for season 2, and they were looking around and they were like, there's a lot of hinges in here. Should we just get rid of all of the hinges? Let's get rid of we don't need hinges. Let's fucking go. You left out a bunch of stuff, and I'm gonna have to take you to task. I'm gonna have to go over point by point all of the things you did not include in your rundown.
Please do.
Okay. You're one of those Yellowjackets obsessives. Question. How many Yellowjackets obsessives do you think Misty has slept with?
Oh my God. No, I don't think that she slept with any of them. I think that she has sleuthed them out and kicked them out the door.
We're meeting Misty where she is right now.
Okay.
But in the years that intervened.
Okay, you're right. Now I'm imagining her face when
this is the girl who destroyed the tracking device because she was getting positive feedback in the wilderness.
Totally. And she notably loves anal. I'm so sorry. It was an intrusive thought. I had to get it out.
I have heard that from around the water cooler at school.
So you're right. There's been a lot of time between then and now, and I'm remembering Misty's face when we see her in 98 in that very brief snap that we got of the rescue, and all the other girls are shrouded and keep the fuck away from me, and Misty is like, oh no, paparazzi. So okay, I'll give you 4. I think she slept with 4 Yellowjackets obsessives.
Okay. You're one of those Yellowjackets obsessives. I'm honored to be your favorite. I think that Misty is, and this is this is not good for me, but I think Misty is the Jonathan Knight of the Yellowjackets.
I was gonna say, I immediately thought of Danny. I'm so sorry that we're all just here to drag the least favorite of the New Kids on the Block. But I immediately went to New Kids on the Block when you were like, "Oh, I think so."
I mean, I just wanna reaffirm that Jonathan is my fave. So Jonathan could also be compared to Riley Finn. Jonathan Knight is the Riley Finn of Buffy's boyfriends.
Yeah, the guy that did nothing wrong. And
the guy that everyone
bored us all
nobody.
To tears. Yeah,
the guy that no one's obsessed with. Okay, I don't care that you were a Yellowjacket. That was 30 years ago. 25.
She said, that's reunion pay dirt, baby.
She said that's reunion pay dirt, and she also said, this man has muscular calves, and I can't have him thinking I'm 5 years older than I am.
Oh, yes. Fair. I just want to sidebar here and tell the listeners my internet's been so shitty. So Jenny and I are seeing each other on Zoom, but we're actually talking over the phone. And the reason that I want to say that is because, Jenny, I never told you that I changed your photo on my phone to be.
I love it.
To be.
Take a picture. Take a screenshot.
Can I do that? Let's see. Oh no! Did I do it? Hold on. I'll get it right. I think I took 2 of them already, but okay. I got it.
I love it.
It's a picture, since you can't see, it's a picture of Jenny from our Halloween Hootenanny in her, I don't even know what to call it. It was the closing statements from a really important crime drama, but it was proving her case on All the Way as the best Halloween episode of Buffy. And she is enthusiastically face to the sky, microphone above her mouth as her head is pointing upwards, and other hand just splayed. It was truly just in your absolute glory. And I made it her photo. So, and it usually I just see it for a second, but because we've been on the phone for so long, it's out of the corner of my eye, I just keep seeing you in your most glorious pose.
Wow, I'm so pleased. I don't have a picture assigned to your contact.
I didn't either. I never had one, and then I don't know what made me realize that I don't
just
know.
couldn't resist the most majestic photo that's ever been taken.
Yeah. Okay. So, did I miss other things from this scene?
No, I'm just gonna bridge the gap here. In place of Starlight Express, she pops in the soundtrack from Evita. And back in 1996, Misty and Crystal are singing the very same song together. People of Europe, I send you the rainbow of Argentina.
Yes. I'm glad you said that too, because since we're like consolidating character stuff, that was one of the beautiful transitions that I did not want to skip over. So to continue Misty and Walter's through line, they go to a diner. Misty wants to ask the waitress about
Oh my God. Oh my God.
what happened.
I'm sorry. I know that you have important, like, detective work to get to, but the real mystery of maybe this entire series is Canadian bacon, taco shell, Canadian bacon taco shell, scrambled eggs and syrup inside of it.
Yep.
So far, it's a little unorthodox, but I support it for sure. And then yellow mustard? Yellow mustard feels like a pretty significant misstep.
I agree. You'd think at this point it would probably take a lot to really throw Misty, and she's thrown. And it's the mustard that does it. She's like...
Yeah, she's like, I can't wait. I can no longer put off the inevitable. What is your deal? And she means about, like, doesn't he have a job or what's going on? But, like, she also means mustard?
Yeah. I recently had sushi with a friend of mine, and she said, let me make you the sushi sauce that I love the most. It is made from soy sauce, yuzu, and Chick-fil-A sauce. And I thought, that's insane. But it was delicious. So I would say, especially if you've tried that, because I'm sure this inspired a lot of folks to go out and make themselves a Canadian bacon, egg, maple syrup, mustard taco. I would really like to know from the ground how this tastes. I don't want to taste it myself, but I will if I have to, because maybe it's a mystery that is actually delicious, you know?
Should we as a group project?
The podcast, the Halloween Hootenanny, we count Chocula, and at fucking our first live taping of Doomcoming, we eat Canadian bacon tacos.
Yeah.
Okay, sure.
This is where we get the 6 millionaire reveal. Some bricks fell on Walter's head a while ago. He sued and got $6 million, and he's got a steel plate in his head. Pretty sick. Does that like raise any flags for you, Kristin, or you feel like seems chill?
You mean that he has a steel plate in his head, or that he has $6 million, or
like that this is his story? Do you believe it? Does it feel chill?
So the thing that sorry, Clark is just putting his whole butthole on the camera for you.
I don't like that.
Clark, lay down. The flag that it actually raised for me is probably not even what you're asking for, but I wrote in my notes, how would Misty not have dug this up?
Dude, especially because it was like in the news and stuff, and she knows his name.
And even if it was like a closed case, I just feel like Agent Grey is at the level where she could probably have gotten past that. So that was really where I was surprised. But otherwise, no. What other flags were raised for you?
I'm not saying that any flags were. I just was curious.
Okay. Well, Misty says, fuck this shit. I'm here with a 6 millionaire who eats Canadian bacon tacos. I'm asking the fucking waitress what I want to ask the waitress. Do you know about the purple people? This waitress, we love her. They sell their honey at the farmer's market every Tuesday. And then Walter is so excited. He says, come on with that luck. And I love it. I love Walter.
Do you think the place that the series is ultimately heading is that the only way to deal with purple people is with a purple people eater?
Oh my God. They're going to cannibalize Lottie and give the song a whole new meaning?
Maybe.
Maybe. I hope. They go to the farmer's market and they're not there because, of course, we'll find out where they are when we get to the Natalie, Lottie, and Lisa of it all. But they're not there, but they get more clues. They are located, their base is located off of Route 19. Walter says they should stay the night somewhere before they go and surprise them.
It's funny because it's like, it looks like pretty hardcore daytime.
Yeah.
When he's like, we should really bunk up.
And he means that because when they get there, he's like, one room will be fine. He's like really shooting his shot.
Yeah, he thinks things are moving at a different, when you're a young but obsolete train engine trying to impress a lady train by racing to a B&B.
Oh my God.
When was the last time you checked into anywhere and you were like, I'll have one room, please. Put it under this name. No, I'm not going to pay or show you any identification or...
I know. Like, John Lang is one thing, but Misty's like, and my room, put it under Lady Malawan. The guy's like, okay. I'm like, I don't know if you can just say any name you want, but sure.
Do you know who Lady Malawan is?
Lady Malawan is I didn't link it, but I did look it up, is the Agatha Christie name that
Alias?
Okay, yeah, great.
Do you know who John Lang is?
My grandfather, actually.
And who else is John Lang?
I don't know, a musician?
Not that one. Nope.
Okay,
It's actually Lang with an E at the end.
Okay, who is John Lang with an E, Jenny?
The pseudonym of Michael Crichton.
Oh, yes. Now it makes sense. I was like, that. Why Michael Crichton? And then it's just because it's pseudonyms. They're just using other people's pseudonyms.
Get your own pseudonyms.
Okay, also think of what our pseudonyms would be. I was just in my head a little bit because people have been something I didn't anticipate when we decided to start once more with spoilers, where we are, if you haven't heard, covering all 144 episodes of Buffy the Vampire Slayer again, was that folks could listen to the first episode that we covered and then the current one. So there are a handful of folks who have listened to Welcome to the Hellmouth that we recorded in 2016, and then right on the heels of it, Welcome to the Hellmouth that we recorded in 2024. And one of the comments was that it was very funny because in the first recording, I was absolutely floored that you had done research into who an actor was. I was like, wow, you looked that up? And now it's like I come with my like 500 reams of research on like everything from Bovril to like space-time continuum. Anyway. Okay, so this whole thing ends with this sequence. What did you think of this sequence? I call it the angst in my pants sequence. So Jenny, any feedback on music choice and or just general fucking execution?
I love the sequence. I love what we see. The music choice doesn't work for me. No offense to anybody, but it's just like not. It feels like it's like cheapening what's happening or something. I don't know. It feels like it's like undermining the vibe. I would have felt better about like some kind of duet from the soundtrack of a musical. You know what I mean?
It is interesting that they did not go with the musical choice given what we just learned. And it is musical adjacent, like this side-by-side scene of these two doing everything identically.
Right?
They're both making a fire. They're both pilfering through the gift basket. They're both putting the fucking remote control in a bag so as not to fingerprint it, I assume. They're both looking for cameras and wiretaps. And then they are brushing their teeth with their little gold masks. So
I love that Walter's face mask is like played for creep factor in the credits, but is actually just skincare.
Totally. Oh, and I think that, I believe it or not, unlike you, I listen to what you say. And so because I do, I've thought a lot about sort of like hitting the nail on the head with like song placement, you know, and like this angst in my pants as the like repeat for this scene where like they may be into each other or whatever did feel a little bit like on the nose. But you know me, I don't care. I'm like, wee, fun. Sure. Just in case anyone wants to know, the sleep sounds of choice for Walter and Misty are Birds of the Tropics for obviously Misty and Sleep Kitty for Walter. Is it just purring?
I really hope so.
Just deep purring. So I don't know. I hope that these two get to live together forever and ever, be in love. That's what I hope for them.
Yes, I have. Those are some hopes, and then there maybe are like our other hopes, like, you know, that Misty not go back to being in charge of the health and wellness of
elderly folks, yeah.
elderly people. I would love to get her out of there.
Yeah. All right, well, you want to go to fucking Gay Town, USA and talk about Van and Thaisa for a hot minute?
Let's do it. I can't wait to get to the moose. I have some like really important stuff to tell you.
I know.
I know we're not there yet, but I'm just letting you know that I'm excited.
I cannot wait to get to the moose either. Listen, there's a lot to unpack over there. So, but let's go here first. Van and Ty. We saw Van follow Ty last episode, I believe. Now she's doing it basically every night, and she's keeping like Ben has a map, but Van has an overlay map, and Van's map is all
like, why does Van know about Ben's map that Ben is like keeping a secret?
Well, that's what I had that note too, because it did seem like they were keeping it a secret. So either they think they're keeping it a secret and they're not, and everybody knows about the fucking map, or maybe we read into it that it was such a big secret. I don't know. Either way, Van has found macro triangle buddy made from little triangle buddies.
It's like the triangle buddy Megazord.
I agree with Thaisa to a point that like with a kind of like a very random assemblage of dots, you could probably make a triangle buddy. Like it, you know what I mean? Yeah. But then I go a little bit back towards Van when Van's like, okay, but if this is accurate, then right here would be another tree. That feels like a fair extension of the principle. Van, of course, wants to talk to Lottie. Thaisa says, keep Lottie the fuck out of this. It's none of her business.
Shout out to the flocked evergreen maze that they have built for season 2 for all of these scenes where various characters are running through the pine trees that are heavy with snow.
Yeah.
I was like, what am I at Home Depot right now?
Okay. We go to present day.
Oh my God. I can't believe Jessica Roberts of all people would leave a key under the mat.
I know. I have the same note.
This seems so shocking, but also so human.
My question for the pod is, can we start calling Jessica Roberts Jessica Rabbit? Because that's how I referred to her in my notes this week.
Sure.
Everyone's favorite sexy cartoon.
Yeah. Is that your favorite? My favorite sexy cartoon is Gambit. So,
okay, well, yeah, I haven't really thought it through. My favorite sexy cartoon could very well be He-Man, in all honesty. So I'll have to let me go through my cartoon Rolodex and I'll let you know.
Okay. Get back to me.
Ty, when Ty and Shadow Ty are together, adult Ty and adult Shadow Ty, it is absolutely fucking chilling. So just a nod to Tawny Cypress for her work in giving us these two sides of Ty in a way that makes me want to run and hide forever.
Yeah, and the next time I need to break into somebody's house and find an address, I hope Shadow Ty is there to help me.
Shadow Ty is so good at this, yeah.
Yeah. It doesn't feel like it's her first time doing a little B&E.
We get some like flash.
Also,
yeah.
Where has anybody found? Surely somebody has found Jessica Roberts because she
was
passed out on a street in a very populated neighborhood.
Yeah, she was literally on someone's lawn. So like obviously she was, and we are all assuming still that she was dead. Technically a classic horror fan here. I'm like, show me the fucking autopsy, otherwise nobody's dead. But
yeah, until I see Scully busting out her little handheld recorder,
yes,
and weighing organs, Jessica Roberts could still be out there.
But we get some information, and I can't remember at this point what the hell we knew before this episode and what we didn't. But Thaisa and Jessica Rabbit were working together, and
yes, we did know this.
We knew this. Okay. And so we, get this like little snip of Jessica saying like, some of you guys just love living off the grid. Hard cut to Thaisa coming to in her car. You know what? Be careful out there driving, because some people don't even know they're driving. Yeah, they just
this is like really brought into focus some of the, no offense, people with Massachusetts plates driving in Maine. I was like, how many of these people are actually currently unconscious and like being driven around by their shadow selves? Because maybe like a lot more than you would think.
Terrifying.
She also stops at like a truck stop. Imagine being at a rest stop and like Shadow Ty pulls up next to you. Also, what is she buying at Buc-ee's to snack on? What does Shadow Ty snack on?
I don't know. My immediate instinct was corn nuts. It just feels like the choice of any shadow self.
I was thinking like, what are the like weird like Coke flavor, like a weird limited edition Coke flavor, or like a limited edition like Twizzler variant, or like just like the stuff that like,
that just made me think
isn't mainstream.
That just made me think of Shadow Ty, like with the, how you get like blue raspberry tongue when you like have
yes.
They're just like, that actually is really helpful for me and my terror of Shadow Ty. Is just, I'm just gonna always imagine her having just finished a blue raspberry lollipop or something.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Do you ever think about switching insurance companies just to see if you could save some cash? Well, Progressive makes it easy. Just drop in some details about yourself and see if you're eligible to save money when you bundle your home and auto policies. The process only takes minutes, and it could mean hundreds more in your pocket. Visit Progressive.com after this episode to see if you could save. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Potential savings will vary. Not available in all states. The holidays are approaching, and everyone knows that this time of year, the sooner you can get things done, the better. For both shoppers and businesses, the best time to score great deals during the holidays is during that Black Friday, Cyber Monday weekend. And if you have your own business, whether you've been around the block a few times or this is your first year going through the holiday sale rush, the most important thing you can have is a platform that can handle everything that's about to be thrown at you. This is a crucial time for your business and your customers. And with Shopify, you can be sure that your tools and platform are ready for anything that comes your way. Shopify is the commerce platform behind millions of businesses around the world and 10% of all e-commerce in the US, from household names to entrepreneurs who will be participating in their first Black Friday, Cyber Monday this year. With everything else going on, you probably don't have time to spend hours poring over every little detail in your online store. That's why Shopify's thousands of templates and tools help you streamline website creation and make sure that your site isn't just aesthetically pleasing, but functional and easy to use. Shopify's expedited checkout, Shop Pay, saves customer information and reduces hassle. And the best part is that it's been proven to boost conversions, meaning you'll see less abandoned carts and more profits. You can also stress less knowing that Shopify's award-winning customer support team is on standby 24/7 to help with any issues that arise, allowing you to get back to your business as fast as possible. This Black Friday, join the thousands of new entrepreneurs hearing for the first time with Shopify. Sign up for your free trial today at shopify.com/realm. That's shopify.com/realm. Go to shopify.com/realm and make this Black Friday one to remember.
Goodbye, Kyle!
Did the sound of those words call to you like Pavlov's dog? Then you might enjoy our podcast, Turtle Time.
Every week, you can join me, Riley Hamilton, and my co-host, Amy Scarlotta, as we cover the most pressing Bravo news and dig into the new episodes to answer important questions like, who the hell is Adrian Malouf in this world?
Listen to Turtle Time on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts. New episodes every Wednesday and Friday.
Okay, so we see her little dot on the map and like from that learn that she has driven just straight west until the gas in the car ran out, forcing the car to stop. Like that is what has just happened. And she gets out of the car. She leaves the folder behind, and I guess it's like her intention is to get back to the car, but it just feels like, especially because there's a picture of while you were streaming, and we know information, I'm sure, about Van in that folder, that she would have taken the folder with her, but whatever.
Oh my gosh, I'm also like realizing now, I'm like looking at my notes and realizing that she does not stop at a rest stop. I was just speculating. I was like, well, what kind of stuff would happen if Shadow stopped at a rest stop?
I didn't remember her. I mean, I knew she didn't stop at a rest stop in the show, but I just took you at face value that like she had something from Buc-ee's in the car, and I just missed it. Also, I should have known when you said Buc-ee's, because there's no Buc-ee's in New York, are there?
No, well, first of all, she lives in New Jersey. Second of all, she's not in New York anymore.
She's not?
Isn't she way beyond New York?
Oh, I thought she just drove straight west in New York and was still in New York. But like, she's like over by my alma mater, which isn't really my alma mater. Binghamton University is how my brain geography did it. But
oh, okay.
Anyway, she starts to walk. Yeah, she has to be in New Jersey still. No, she can't be in New Jersey, but the trucker came from New Jersey. Because I'm just thinking like the trucker who picks her up.
He did vote, but truckers drive
very far
all the way.
They do. They drive. They leave the state. Actually, it's
what luck that she got picked up by a New Jersey.
Yeah.
Originating trucker. Have we mentioned it's a night taping?
I saw Jenny's beer glass and was like, oh God, oh God.
What? Hey now, what beer glass?
Okay, so this truck pulls up and picks her up, and she just wants to keep going west. This is her mission. We saw Taissa in the last episode. Shadow Ty told regular Ty to go find her. I did the little map. We know where she's going. She finds the.
Would you say that like Taissa's like walking a lonely road?
Yes, and I wish that I knew the next set of lyrics so that I could be really funny, but
it's like probably when you think about it, like it's probably like the only road she's ever known. Actually,
for her and her alone, is that the next lyric? What comes next?
Great question. Well, let's revisit that in What's the Buzz?
Perfect.
Speaking of What's the Buzz, this big rig pulls over, asks if she needs a ride. She's like uncertain. She's feeling a little sketched out, and this guy is like, FYI, I voted for you. And she's like, I don't normally hitchhike or look like this. And he's like heartened by it. He's like, if state senators can have a bad day, then so can all of us.
Mm-hmm.
So this is so great. And while I was scanning the Yellowjackets subreddit for thoughts and feelings for the What's the Buzz section of this episode, I found no good speculative stuff, but what I did find was someone saying the hardest thing for me to believe about this story, Kristin, of all the things we suspend our disbelief for, Van's recovery, Ben's recovery,
right,
other stuff. The hardest thing for me to believe about the story is that people know and can recognize their state senators. It really got me.
Yeah, that's pretty good. What about the pen? Did the pen get you? I would love this pen.
I The pen got me, and I wish I got the pen. I wish I received the pen from my good friend Kristin Russo for Christmas.
You know, I'm sure we can find these pens, right? I'll look. I'll do my best to look. I might not be able to retroactively get Joanna Robinson a cassette case full of Sondheim, but I might be able to get Jenny a nudie pen. Okay, so in the woods, the final tree, my most profound note of the episode, the final tree is the melty tree. Or is this a different melty tree? Is it the same melty tree that Travis and Nat found, or are there multiple melty trees?
And also, are all the trees actually just melty because Javi's been peeing on them? I'm not joking. This was put forth on the sub, and I was like, oh,
wow.
Because
didn't see that coming. Really didn't see it coming.
But like they see this melty stump and they're like, oh, weird, and then all of a sudden Javi is running away.
Right.
Did he pee there?
Wow. Okay, we can talk about that more in What's the Buzz, I suppose. I would love if the mystery of the melty trees is just that Javi has to pee. And I'm glad, because you know what? If you might not be able to find food, but you can certainly stay hydrated. There's so much snow. Okay, so they see Javi. We'll get to the real Javi of it all when we get to the next segment, but their scene ends with them chasing Javi, and then they will be bringing him back to the cabin. But for Taissa and Van, our next beat is, of course, when Taissa gets to While You Were Streaming. This was a very big moment for me. I don't know if you were as excited about getting to adult Van as I was, but I simply could not wait to get here.
Yeah, of course. Of course I was thrilled. I was really looking forward to seeing Lauren Ambrose, even though I disagree with the way that the show announced casting before
me too.
the season.
Yeah, because imagine that we didn't know that Lauren Ambrose was going to be here, and we didn't know Adult Van was going to be, like, they definitely would have been a massive punch.
I mean, I think there's not much that can be done about announcing cast, but like, and I guess in this case you're like, well, it's Lauren Ambrose,
clearly,
so it's probably Adult Van, but I don't know. I just wish.
Yeah.
I don't know.
The movie picks, and we don't even have time to, because I think you can go like down a full Jessica rabbit hole. Sorry, that was more inappropriate than I meant it to be. I just got excited about saying rabbit hole and having just said Jessica Rabbit. I didn't mean anything by it. Apologies to Jessica Rabbit cartoon version and Jessica Roberts. The movies are Bound, which anybody who was a lesbian in the 90s would probably have on their staff picks list. I feel like just obligatorily we all watched Bound. Wayne's World, Mean Girls, Into the Wild, fascinating pick for a Yellowjacket, Footloose, Varsity Blues, and Train Spotting. Behind the counter is Van, and this is a real moment. She looks up. She says, Ty. Ty says, hey, Van.
And here we are.
Mean Girls next to Into the Wild is a really fun little fucking sentence that they made on the movie board.
That's pretty great.
Do you have a favorite pick from this list of movies, Jenny?
Just gonna go Bound. Just go Bound.
Bound.
Also, I feel like this is an example, of what feels like a tonal shift from season 1 to season 2. I don't think that in season 1 writers would have been like,
Mean Girls.
Let's make this joke, because I don't think that any Yellowjacket who owned a video store would be putting Into the Wild as a recommended thing. Like, I just don't think that is accurate.
Agree.
The vibe.
100%. And like, we should say, although I feel like most people are aware of this, but like the beautiful thing is, While You Were Streaming, Right, because like this is a callback to one of, I think, the best van scenes ever.
One of the all-timer van scenes.
Where she's like telling this right before she gets attacked by the wolf, and she's telling everybody around the fire the plot of While You Were Sleeping, and it's so fun and funny and so van. And so like the idea that she has this video rental store and it's called While You Were Streaming, like that I love. But yes, I agree.
Totally.
It's very yes, it's they hit the piñata with this one. The Mean Girls Into the Wild.
I regret introducing the piñata situation because it's not
accurate, but
quite what I meant.
Yeah.
I loved noticing that these scars look much more present on Van 25 years later than they do currently in the 90s.
Well, I'm excited, even though we knew that Lauren Ambrose was going to appear as Adult Van. I fucking love Lauren Ambrose. I was just talking about 6 Feet Under because we just saw Eric Balfour in the first episode of Buffy. But 6 Feet Under is where I fell head over heels for Lauren Ambrose.
She's a good time.
All right, Jenny, this is now the cornerstone of the episode, the Nat and Lottie of it all. There's somebody here that goes out into the wilderness every day with a gun trying to get game for everyone to eat. And there's someone else who some folks believe are simply manifesting bears and starlings whenever needed. And who are you going to side with? Choose your fighter. So let's do all of 1996 in the woods, Nat and Lottie.
I think it's worth noting that at no point is Lottie trying to get anybody on her side or challenge Nat in any way. This is like a pure fucking Mari concoction. Mari earning her place in the pit, we assume.
I was going to say, I don't remember if we were yelling at Mari to get in the pit in our coverage, because I think it began in season 2. So I just want to say that this is the clear moment when
Mari,
in our watch.
Get in the fucking pit.
Get in the pit, Mari. You fucking terror.
I actually, I have something for What's the Buzz related to this. Okay.
Great. I think that is a really important point, though, that we're going to go obviously to the present timeline, but one of the tethers between the past and the present Lotties is that, we see Lottie in 96 she's not trying to be some kind of leader.
And when this like flashlight gets kind of shown on her by someone like Mari, she looks very uncomfortable.
Yes. And then in present day, like she is saying, these visions were not real. Like she's reflecting back on this time and probably all the time that followed and saying like, no, like it wasn't real. Like, I don't think, that Lottie ever wanted what I'm sure is going to unfold with Lottie. So anyway, somebody stole bear meat, Jenny. We don't find out who. Who do you think stole the bear meat? Probably fucking Mari, honestly.
You don't think it was Javi?
Oh, right. I forgot about Javi peeing on all the trees, stealing the bear meat.
Yeah. Somebody on Reddit was like, Javi shit in the bucket. I'm like,
oh
Javi
my God.
Snuck into what?
Just to shit in the bucket and then leave?
How's he even know there's a bucket in there?
No, stealing the bear meat, I agree. They're like, Javi put the makeup on Jackie, actually. Oh God.
No, that would make sense. That would make way more sense than what Shauna does.
Yes.
Surely Shauna's, I know that she's just a girl. She's just a girl standing in front of another girl's corpse doing caboodle makeup, but surely Her skill level is above what we see on Jackie's corpse.
Well, it was Javi, so
Right.
He's so bored out there. What else has he got to do? Oh God. So Mari continuing, but like bringing the Mari Get in the Pit campaign to a fever pitch begins. Was probably Ben. He thinks he's so much better than us. Ben is like, I didn't take the fucking meat, but here's a question. If it had been me, would you eat me? Awkward.
Okay,
This is awkward.
Ben, I feel like you're confused, Ben, because that would be a situation where they would have to kill you, in retaliation for something that you're doing. Whereas with Jackie, she died in a terrible, tragic accident.
Yes.
And then she was smoked to absolute succulent perfection in another terrible, tragic accident. And then she's already prepared and everything. What are you going to do? Not eat her? That would be crazy.
So Mari looks like she's about to fucking fight. Like if she had hoop earrings on, she would have taken them off in this moment. And Natalie tells everybody to chill. And Mari is like, this is actually your fault, Natalie. Let's just hear this so that we can please take your own recording, put it on the shelf called Get in the Pit, Mari.
Let's chill. You guys, there's no way the coach would ever.
This is all because of you,
Excuse me?
Why we don't have any meat? Lottie tries to bless you for the hunt, but half the time you're MIA. Or when you do show up, it's like you're practically holding your nose.
Are you joking? You actually think that's why we can't find any game? Because of me? I'm the only one that's even trying. Me and Travis. Well, the rest of you guys are fucking sitting on your asses.
If there isn't any game, then how did Lottie get the birds?
Lottie didn't get the birds. They flew into the cabin.
Because she told them to.
It did happen when the blood dripped on the symbol that she made.
We're still not really sure that's why.
Yeah, you see, that's what we call a coincidence. Okay, those birds were just, like, confused, or they had a disease or something.
No, if they were diseased, then we would have gotten sick from eating them.
What about the bear? I don't think anyone who saw that could call it a coincidence.
Exactly. It all goes to show the only food we've had in months is thanks to Lottie.
Then we should have a contest. Yeah? 1-on-1. We both go out, just her and me, and then at the end of the day, we see who makes it back here with more food.
I just feel like at this point, you should eat Mari. You know what I mean? Like, that seems like it would just solve the problem. Everybody's got food. Lottie and Natalie don't have to go out and compete for some stupid fucking, come on. And, probably the division, I just don't feel like the other folks, the Vans, the Aquilas, I don't really get the sense that they would go as hard as Mari goes for fucking Savior Lottie.
Yeah. Yeah, Mari is her own thing.
Should we take a little detour? There are two detours. One is that Ben has one moment of, now we were calling these flashbacks, but like they were clearly no longer flashbacks. We sort of broke from the memory and moved to fantasy land in the last Ben imagining, which was when he decided to stay. Not get on the plane. And so we get this one brief moment that he has with his boyfriend. He's moving in, and it's just a little aside. And mostly all I want to say about this aside, Jenny, is that Ben looks so fucking adorable in his little blue flannel with his long curly hair in his imagined memory.
He's a handsome man.
He is. If he was a cartoon, he'd be a contender. He could have been a contender.
Yeah. Yeah, sorry. Ugh. Far too lifelike.
Okay, so Misty's giving everybody the rules, and Mari, again, there's only one gun. Lottie doesn't need a gun. Lottie's like, dude, fucking shut up.
Right? If I was Lottie, I would be so pissed at Mari. They're getting suited up. Lottie just looks sad. You know, she is not stoked to be doing this, but she's like, oh, yeah, I'll take one for the team and try and do something for the group. Ah.
Yeah, and this is like underlining, you know, what we were saying earlier. They don't show us Lottie going out with confidence. They show us like Lottie going out, finding a triangle buddy, pulling her knife out and touching triangle buddy and just saying, fuck me. This is not what I wanted. This is not what I meant. Like Lottie clearly does not view herself as some kind of savior, at least at this point.
She finds ye old heart stump, and she makes a blood offering by what, Kristin? Slicing her palm. This is the point in the episode where we find out if Jenny successfully made a slice your palm jingle.
Down the middle of your palm, you're gonna feel that later on. When you eat, when you write, when you do a ritual sacrifice, when you gather wood to split, and when you get Mari in the pit.
Meanwhile, Natalie is traipsing through the snow. She's very cold. And then she finds something in the ice.
Is it hoof prints, or did Javi just pee in a formation that looks like hoof prints?
He may have peed some hoof prints. This also reminds me of, are you familiar with the Kate Bush record, Hounds of Love?
I am familiar with it. Probably not as familiar as you. Yes, but
it's sort of like it's sort of intended to be like side A is its own thing, and then side B is its own thing. And I'm telling you this for a reason, which is that, okay, the album was produced as 2 suites, with side 1 being subtitled Hounds of Love, and side 2 a 7-tracked concept piece subtitled The Ninth Wave. There's a bunch of wild shit on the B side, including a song called Under Ice, where the lyrics are like, you know, evocative, sort of like describing something outside, a river that's frozen over. There's no one around, you know, speeding past trees, whatever. And like this, it's all like sort of string based, and it's all like no 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 no. It's like very tense.
Okay,
it's very tense.
Okay.
And then at the end, as we move forward to the song, there's this repeated thing that's like, there's something moving under the ice, moving under ice through water, trying to, it's me, get out of the cold water, it's me. Listen, I'm obviously making this sound,
it sounds
just totally,
if you didn't tell me what you were doing and you asked me what musician you were doing, I would probably say Kate Bush. So either
totally.
Kate Bush or Bjork, which honestly, you know.
Yeah, and no, it's a little straight ahead for Bjork, honestly. So that's what I'm thinking about. Whenever anybody finds something in or under the ice, I'm thinking about Kate Bush trapped under the ice, singing about how she's trapped under the ice, maybe banging on the ice as she looks up.
Oh, wow.
And
it's funny because what I imagined was the moose saying, it's me. So yeah, to that end, Natalie sees a pair of antlers sticking out of the frozen lake. So while Lottie is offering up her blood, her palm blood, Natalie is going back to the cabin to tell everybody that there's a fucking moose here. Now, before
Mari, get in the pit.
Hold on.
Mari, get in the pit.
Before we get to Mari getting literally, this is where Mari gets them. You know that when Misty is basically like, get in the pit, Mari, you're getting in the pit. So we'll get there. But before that, this is one other little side quest. We have this little Ben side quest and then a little Mari and Aquila side quest because Mari is hearing a dripping that no one else is hearing, which is basically the start of some kind of like R.L. Stine fucking, Goosebumps novel. And she convinces Aquila to go and look with her, even though even Aquila is kind of over Mari at this point. And Aquila doesn't find the dripping. What does she find?
She finds a tiny, cute little mouse.
It's so cute. And
she's so happy. And she puts it in her pocket.
She's like, I'm stuck in the fucking woods with all these fucking ding-dongs. And you know what? This mouse is going to be my bud.
Yeah.
I remember first watch being like, oh my God, now we have to be on Steve watch and on mouse watch. Like there's so many animals to keep alive at this point in the series,
I'm so glad that you said that because I've added to the Yellowjackets, the rolling Yellowjackets drinking game, the newest condition that requires you to drink is you fear for the life of an animal on screen due to its proximity to a Yellowjacket in the past or now, Steve, mouse, etc.
Perfect. Okay, now go ahead, Jenny. Tell Mari to get in the fucking pit.
Get in the pit, Mari. Mari, get in the pit. Wait. Do you think that Mari's hearing a dripping? And the only time, like the only thing that calls to mind for me is the telltale heart. So what do we think that Mari did anything that she feels guilty about?
Wait, what's the telltale? What are you saying? The telltale heart?
The Telltale Heart. It's a story by Edgar Allan Poe. Ever heard of him?
I have heard of Edgar Allan Poe, yes.
Someone does a murder, puts the body under the floorboards.
Okay.
And is all set to get... People in Poe stories are like always all set to get away with murder, but then like something happens. And the thing that happens is that the murderer is convinced that he can hear the heart beating and that it's going to give him away.
But the thing that I thought of with the dripping was the most gruesome dripping we've heard dripping so far, which is
the fingy bones.
The fingy bones of Jackie.
So what if it's a combo of your thought and my thought? She's being haunted by the drippy fingy bones of Jackie, who she ate.
Yeah. I like that.
So much so that maybe she's going to just put herself in the pit.
She chooses to go to the pit. Yeah. The one question is who's going to give Mari the necklace? You know what I mean? Because the girl in the pit had the necklace on.
Maybe once it becomes the necklace you wear when you go in the pit, that's when they put it on her.
Because a friendly gift of a necklace doesn't seem in the cards for Mari. Okay.
She is like, no helpsies. It's against the rules. Everyone's like, we'd like to eat again sometime before we starve to death.
Yeah, like, sorry, the rules of the fucking game are out the window. There is a huge moose that we might be able to feed on for the rest of the winter, probably longer. That is a big fucking moose. Mari's like, I'm going to tell Lottie when Lottie comes back. I'm like, yeah, good luck with that, Mari. I think Lottie would also go fucking... What's incredible is that Mari and Aquila stay back. They don't go to help. And I'm like, if they had gone, they would have had 2 more people pulling on that move. Like, why would you not fucking go? Mari, I have an answer for. But Aquila, I really would have thought maybe she was worried about her new pet mouse.
Yeah. Okay. While all this is going on, Lottie finds a plane that, hey, I thought this plane exploded, but I guess it's fine. And Leonard also didn't explode.
I love that for Leonard.
And Laura Lee's cross necklace also survived. And hey, there's a hatch that leads into a mall.
I hope that is the most New Jersey thing, that even in your dreams you go to the mall as an option.
That's just flat winner.
Okay, great. We get this other version of the theme song, which has Alanis in it later, but it's very wild leading up to it. So I don't know if you had any things you wanted to say.
I just love how it's definitely not what you would hear at a mall, but I love it. I love that they made like a weirdo version and that it's like sort of operatic and sort of circusy.
Yeah. So
I love that the camera is kind of like rocking like a boat on the water as it follows Lottie through this.
It's very jarring to see the Yellowjackets at the mall in regular clothes and makeup with their hair done. It's like it felt like very maybe not important, but like you get so used to seeing them just in the woods that I felt like this was a great beat to have here to just remind us like how these teenagers would be looking. Is this the actual projection of them or is it Lottie's projection of them? Whatever. But like just the dissonance between where they are and where they could be.
Yeah.
And these lines, Laura Lee is at the table and as Lottie is about to eat, she says, wait, don't you think you should say something first? And Lottie says, I didn't think that I'd have to. I didn't like think too much about this, but I just feel like she finds the cross necklace. Laura Lee is asking her to say something before she eats. The whole reason that Lottie sort of like got here where she is because she was having these visions or whatever she was having. She was feeling something and she was terrified and she talked to Laura Lee and Laura Lee was like helping her to understand like signs and faith and you know some really beautiful and powerful stuff and it just like reminded me of how vulnerable like Lottie is still vulnerable, but it reminded me of how vulnerable Lottie was just last season in trying to get help from Laura Lee and like what was happening to her. So also did Lottie steal? Did Lottie like to steal or?
Yeah. She confesses in season 1 that she like loved stealing from, I think she says she like loved stealing from TJ Maxx and then like returning stuff for store credit, even though like her family is very wealthy.
Right. That's right. Okay. Yeah. Cause we get that between what Nat says, when did it ever stop you if you didn't have a credit card?
Yeah. I love the Van dream stretched. I think I saw a coat for sale at Abercrombie. Also, like the fact that only in a dream would you in a mall say, I think I saw one coat for sale at one particular store.
And then she's like trying to get that. This is like devastating. She's like trying to get a bite of food. And Laura Lee is like, you if you don't get warm, you're going to die. You have to go. And Laura Lee sort of like chases her back out of the mall into the snow where she is freezing. Because I guess if she had stayed at the mall and gotten her like carton of Chinese food, she probably would have died out there. My favorite part about the dream sequence in the mall is actually like one of the last scenes before she collapses back into the snow, where she's at the table in the food court, but behind her in the mall it's snowing. I thought that was fucking beautiful, and I loved it so much.
Okay, to the pond, to the lake, to whatever this body of water is.
To the lake. Oh my God. You told me you had good moose information for me. What's your, is it time?
Yeah, it's time.
Great.
Okay, so everyone's chipping away at this moose, but they cannot hold on to it, and it goes sinking. And Natalie tries to dive in after it, and she's so upset, and she's shouting, "We need it!" It's like it's the worst. It's the worst. Watching this, I was like, I know they're malnourished. I know they're very hungry. I know they've been out here for a while, but they've also been eating starling soup. And, you know, they're not as hungry as they could be. And there's like a bunch of them. And this moose is in water. So why is it before the head's even out of the water all the way, they're like, we can't possibly hold on to this. So I did a little hell math.
Wow.
Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay. Now, it's hard to get exact numbers.
Is it yell math here?
It is, in fact, yell. Yell math. Okay. Your average male adult moose weighs somewhere between 850 and 1,500 pounds.
Okay.
Damn.
This is like a double moose, right?
You think this is a 3,000 pound moose?
Well, at least like two in the twos. We'll follow your math. What did you do?
Yeah,
math
I
on?
mean, in a given liquid, the object's immersed weight is equal to its weight minus the buoyancy. If the density of the object is greater than that of the liquid, it will weigh more than the buoyancy. The immersed weight of this object is positive and it will sink. Okay. I visited some websites. I
willthemoosesink.com.
No. I found a research progress report titled Estimation of Body Composition in Moose, which is 38 pages long. I was like 39 pages long. I was like, I can't quite. This isn't quite for me.
Fucking, what was the last book you read, Jenny? It was a 38-page thesis on the composition of a moose.
But what if I told you that there are multiple... Oh, are these... This is incredible. This is truly incredible. There are all these line graphs.
Okay.
At the back of the report titled like, Jammers, subcutaneous rump fat. Mario, subcutaneous rump fat. Wasili, subcutaneous rump fat. Tellingly, soccer, subcutaneous rump fat. So I don't know if these are different mooses' names that they measured the rump fat of. Anyway, that's where I started, and then I was like, this is not for me. Then I was like, you know what is way more readily available than moose information is horse information. So I was like, I'll just fudge it and just,
yeah.
They're in the same ballpark. They're huge animals, right? So I looked up the things that you need for buoyancy measurements of a horse.
Okay.
Which was based on a 1,000 pound horse. Okay.
Okay.
So how much does the moose weigh? 1,000 pound moose weigh in gasoline? It would feel like it weighed 376 pounds.
Oh, wow.
1,000 pound moose in rubbing alcohol would feel like it weighed 275 pounds.
Okay.
Baby oil, 238 pounds. Vegetable oil.
Oh my God.
155 pounds. Milk.
No.
54 pounds. Dish soap, 27 pounds. Maple syrup.
Jennifer.
Negative 258 pounds.
So you're telling me that if you put a horse in maple syrup, it would just float?
It would
float away.
And Kristin, in water, that 1,000 pound weight would feel like 82 pounds.
Okay.
This makes me feel like even if it was a 2,000 pound moose, well beyond the upper limits of the average range.
Right.
You're looking at 165 pounds between, what are there, 6 people? 8 people?
There's at least 6 people, yeah.
It just feels like, okay, and then you're figuring what, like as each part of the moose comes out of the water.
It's like weighing its actual weight.
Yeah, but they really only get it, they don't even get it like up
but it's
to
like
its neck. And here's the thing, Kristin. Last season on Survivor, I watched castaways, hungry castaways, as they had to navigate a 500-pound fabricated gecko through an obstacle course. So I have seen a group of 6 very hungry people move something that weighed 500 pounds, like over obstacles and down a path.
I first of all, I deeply appreciate this math. This may be the biggest math equation you've ever done for us live on air. And it makes sense, Jenny, because you live in Maine and moose are your passion. That's what I hear about folks in Maine.
That's the only way they let you become a resident, actually. You hear a lot about the citizenship test for the United States, and you have to like know things that like
Maine.
As somebody who was born here and went to school here, I have no fucking idea who like what the order of the presidents was or anything. But in Maine, what you don't hear about is moose facts that you have to be able to call up. When
you get to Maine, they actually make you take a sample of rump fat from a moose in a scientific study.
Yeah, you do a shot of rump fat. You go ice fishing. I actually now have antlers. I just shave them down so you can't.
Oh, you should let them grow out. Be your truest self, Jenny.
One day I'll be ready.
The thing that I will say is that I do think that it appears that the moose is not only the weight of the moose, that it seems like part of the moose is caught on the ice shelf above it. Like there's like kind of like a double challenge happening. But I do wish that they got this moose. One of our listeners, Kaylee on Discord, sent a link that's very fun from New York Magazine, where Sophie Thatcher talks about this scene with pulling the moose out, which like, and you said this is a devastating scene, but like Sophie Thatcher does such an incredible job, especially because she's like so stoic, you know, like Natalie, teen Nat is like just endlessly stoic. So to see her break the way she breaks when this moose goes down is, like you said, fucking gutting. But she talks about the fact that like this was in a really deep tank. The water was warm, so that's good, but that it was like incredibly claustrophobic because she'd have to like plunge down into the tank, and this like fucking moose, this like moose that they had created was in there. And so like her wide eyes under the water is like actually literally because she is terrified in this tank because it's very claustrophobic and she's like under the water as she's being filmed. Also, it just so happened to be her 22nd birthday when they shot this scene.
Wow.
I'll put the link in the show notes for this article because I actually have a wonderful link that gets you past the paywall, so you can read this if you're not a subscriber. Sorry, New York Magazine. I think you're okay. And also because there's a lot of really cool shit from Sophie Thatcher talking about, you know, the Lottie relationship and like the jealousy that's based on Travis, but also the teammates. It's very related to this episode's discussion, and I enjoyed the whole read. Finishing off 96, Natalie is taken back to the cabin and given this like hot bath because she has just fallen into freezing water.
Not to burden you with too much science and math, but just to confirm, for anybody at home wondering, I want to let you know what to avoid when you have hypothermia.
Yeah.
Do not rewarm the person too quickly, such as with a heating lamp or hot bath. Do not attempt to warm the arms and legs. Heating or massaging the limbs can stress the heart and lungs. Do not give the person alcohol or cigarettes. Alcohol hinders the rewarming process, and tobacco products. That is, I don't know why why that was part of my copy and paste, but basically
yeah, you never want to like reheat somebody too quickly. That's probably I've told this story on podcasts already because I've been podcasting for too long to not repeat myself. But when I was a baby, I went into convulsions because of the opposite reason. I had a really high fever, and my mom used an alcohol bath to drop my fever, but it dropped too quick, and so your body just everything in moderation. You know, and honestly, Natalie probably would have been okay in the bath. It's really when Lottie comes in and they put her directly in the bath that like that feels not very dangerous. Get her to room temp before she's put in a hot bath. But this scene is nice and like kind of gets to, I think, the heart of like even what we've been saying before we even get to present day stuff is like this really isn't what Nat wants, and it's really not what Lottie wants. Like when everybody else is gone, they're just like joking with each other, good game, like whatever. Like they didn't want to be out there fucking competing for this shit. They just want to eat food and live. And it's really sort of like the folks around them and Lottie specifically that are causing this like huge chasm. And of course the Travis of it all. So
I love too that like the second Natalie, who is warming in the bath when Lottie comes in, the second she hears Lottie come in, is like out of the tub and is like, get her in there.
Yeah.
I'm all set.
I'm good. Yeah. Yeah, because they just want to survive. And you know, Lottie can't help the things she's seeing, and yeah. Unfortunately, I mean, fortunately, Javi is back, but unfortunately, this is going to bring up a lot of shit because we know that Natalie like sliced her fucking leg and put a bloody pant thing and did it for all the right reasons. But Lottie had said all along that Javi was alive. So this is just like, even though they're in this moment where they're being cool with each other, Javi has walked through the door and is like sort of the newest example of Lottie's powers, and you know, on and on and on.
The good news is he must have found a really nutrient rich food source, because he's had about 17 growth spurts since he disappeared a couple months ago.
He just needed to go away for a little while so that he could have Hulk puberty, you know?
Yeah.
He just wanted to Hulk out on his own.
Mari immediately, this means Lottie was right.
Then Misty tries to get everybody to give 3 cheers to Lottie, and nobody is there for that. They're like, this is not a musical, ma'am. Van interrupts and says, Thaisa knew where he was. There's something deep inside of you that is connected to all of this. So, you know, there's just, I think it's really interesting to think about like the Lottie, then like the Van, and then the Ty, somebody who doesn't believe but like is also like physically doing these things that have significant meaning. But in present day, everybody's nice and fucked up and hardened by the 25 years that have passed.
Dude.
Yeah.
When Lottie is like in her quarters getting ready and Nat is just like hanging out in the doorway like an absolute fucking freak.
Still in her leather fucking pants. How long has it been? Please, somebody explain to me how long this woman has been wearing these leather pants. Oh my God. We've probably talked about this on the pod, but certainly I know that Juliette Lewis has talked about sort of like leaning into the cat specifically to give us Natalie, and this like jump scare of her at the fucking door is like one of her top cat moments of all time. You turn around, your cat's just like staring at you. You're like, Jesus fucking Christ, what do you want? So she's gonna get the keys because her and Lisa are gonna go sell honey at the farm stand at the farmer's market, but of course they're not. They're gonna go to Lisa's house instead.
Lottie says she's going to, quote, the bank. And the other, like, really, to me, what feels important here is that she says, let Lisa drive. She needs the practice.
So on the drive, Nat and Lisa are having, you know, a conflict of sorts where Natalie feels like Lottie is maybe not saying there are rules, but is giving, quote, the illusion of freedom so that everybody will always come back to her compound. And we do learn that this heliotrope choice has been made because people are coming from all walks of life, all income levels, and Lottie wants them to feel like they're all on the same level. Everybody's equal.
You should all wear only the color that like definitely would never be the only color you wore in the real world.
Yeah. So Lisa says that Lottie only asks them to give up the bad parts, and that she actually didn't buy it at first either. Like she came in very skeptical, and Natalie asks what changed, and Lisa says, me. She catches the sword between her hands. She
Yes.
says, me.
Okay. Lottie's at therapy, and apparently her doctor took a sabbatical without telling her, which is something that absolutely under no circumstances would ever happen. She's been seeing him, we learn, every 6 months, but isn't due for 5 weeks and she's here because she wants to get her meds upped. We heard this clip at the top of the episode, but she's talking about the fact that her visions have started again. It's been decades, apparently, and she's telling this stand-in doctor that it needs to stop.
Yeah, she says the last time it was it became something different. Like, it's so vague, and I remember watching this for the first time and being like, what is she talking about? Show me more episodes. The therapist urges her to lean into the visions.
The vibes are off.
Yeah. Before Lottie leaves this therapy session, we'll talk about what happens next. Let's talk about what happens with Natalie and Lisa. They go to Lisa's house, and they're going there for a couple of reasons, but the biggest reason is so that she can check on the 14th Gilly, her goldfish. Jenny, I did a little bit of digging on Gilly, and what I learned was Jake and the Neverland Pirates was a television show that ran for several seasons, I think on Nickelodeon. And the episode Cubby's Goldfish aired on February 23rd, 2011. The goldfish name was Gilly. And so
wow.
I did a little math, and it's 2020, maybe 2021 season 2. So that means in like 10 years, we've lost 13 goldfish in tech. She wouldn't have named Gilly until this Gilly entered the universe. So we've gone through a lot of fish in a few years. But I'm feeling really good. I'm feeling really hopeful about Gilly 14.
Far more important to me is the fact that when they roll up to Lisa's mom's house, Natalie says, "This is a shitty farmer's market."
Too long didn't read. Lisa's mom sucks. Her mom is like, I can tell you're depressed still. And Lisa's like, well, I mean, depression definitely is a thing that you just, like, that doesn't just really go away, but like is really sitting there saying to her mom, like, I'm feeling good and I weaned off this medication and I am like every single sign that Lisa is giving is really pointing to the fact that even if she's not like at her final place of like health, she's like doing a lot of really important shit and she's doing good work. I don't know. I feel like Natalie feels like I don't support Lottie's cult, but I support Lisa and her work. And this mom should fucking try to be a little bit nicer to her daughter. Gilly gets involved because her mom says she can't even take care of a fish. And I'm going to play this sound clip because it is awful, but like I feel like really illustrates what fucking shit Lisa was dealing with at home.
You can't take care of yourself, honey, let alone a fish.
He's a fish that you will kill.
Not by forgetting to feed it, but by opening your arteries and leaving it alone to starve.
What the fuck is wrong with you? That you can't let your daughter be happy? You say you're her mom, but you only care about you. You don't even see what you're saying and doing, how it's affecting.
You're not helping! I'm sorry I disappointed you. I love you even when you try to control me, but I'm okay now.
Okay, just to be clear, your take is Lisa's mom, the devil. Shauna, a woman who kicked off the series by jerking off in her daughter's bedroom, looking at a picture of her daughter's boyfriend, and has recently stabbed to death the man she was cheating on her husband with. hero of the piece.
No, I don't think Shauna's the hero of the piece. I think that there are a lot of stunted growth things that have
I'm
happened
just fucking
to
around.
our Yellowjackets, but I do think this mom is fucking awful. I mean,
what's frustrating about this mom is that she like clearly cares about her daughter, but like I'm sure a lot of people listening can relate, sometimes the way that you can show someone you care about them is to actually listen to what they say instead of just talking to them in a way that indicates you think you already know everything about them.
Yeah, and like I mean, I do have room for the fact that like if you know, I mean, if your kid is like gone off and they just wear purple all the time and they're like, you know what I mean? Like, of course, there are some things that this mom has absolute reason to be concerned about. But when you get to a point where your daughter comes over and says she's doing okay and says she's working and that these are the things she's doing, and to say that like she's going to kill a goldfish because she's going to try to kill herself again is on a level that like I simply cannot find. That is fucked up. That is no.
Get in the pit, Lisa's mom.
Yeah, Lisa's mom and Mari can have a great time in the pit. Natalie, probably the best thing Natalie ever does in the whole fucking show.
In a way,
Jenny, the like guttural response because in the first watch, I definitely like until she spit this fish out in the car, like I was not aware. I mean, because who would think? When she spit the fucking fish out in the car, I literally lost my ever-living mind. It's like, take this moment and put it next to the moment where Misty snorts all the cocaine. And I don't really know who's going to come out ahead because it's incredible.
Here's the thing about this. There's a couple things about it.
Yeah, this is just like the hypothermia choice, right? You can't just spit a fish into water.
Just bring the bowl. What was preventing you from taking the bowl? You clearly aren't afraid of Lisa's mom.
The cat
just
wouldn't take the bowl.
I totally. But like, once you get to the car, you have to put that fish somewhere. And then the worst thing about this is that to a fish,
yes,
literally all water is the little fish's room.
So Natalie has eaten some fish shit, is what you're saying.
Well, I'm hoping that's not the case for her, but like, it's not out of the question.
She doesn't care. She's just gonna smoke a cigarette to get that taste out of her mouth. She's fine. She's Natalie. My concern is just that you can't just drop a fish into just a cup of water. You have to make sure that it's okay.
Yeah, they have to like acclimate.
They do, just like the fucking tub. You need to change things slowly.
Yeah, nobody giving a shit about temperature regulation in this episode.
Okay, so Nat takes the fish, and the important part about the fish is, of course, that Natalie believes that Lisa can take care of the fish, and that Lisa, in turn, believes that Natalie can make good choices. This is a good thing that's happening between them. Let's hear this sound clip of them at the bar. They go to I don't know. Maybe they went to get something to eat, but Nat has like a shot of something on the bar. And this is what they say to each other.
You gonna kill that fish or what?
I am so afraid I'm gonna kill this fish. Do you really think I can keep him alive?
I have no idea, but fuck what your mom says. If you want to kill yourself, then kill yourself. But it doesn't look like you do today. So, I think that fish is gonna survive the night. And the rest, worry about it tomorrow. Right?
After this, Lisa asks Natalie if she still wants to kill herself. And Natalie says not today. And she pushes the shot of whatever she had ordered to the side and decides not to do it.
Yay.
That's great. I love these two together.
Yeah, they're really great to watch together.
Oh, God. Meanwhile, why don't we go through the deck of affirmations and the occasional queen card with the eyes scratched out, shall we?
You're just trying to lead your cult and read their little gratitude notes. Have a nice night. But no.
No.
But
and
no.
Is this the first time, apart from in the credits, that we've seen the queen card?
I think so.
I think so too.
I think so because we've only seen like the 4 or whatever
Right.
Misty pulls to
have to take
outdoor
the pee bucket out or
bathroom
whatever.
duty.
Yeah. So she sees the queen card twice. She tries to like blink it away and it doesn't work. And then she takes a giant knife with her down to a tree stump, not unlike the tree stump we saw in the woods. And she slices her palm again.
No.
And says, "Can this just be enough?" I have a feeling, given the fact that this show is now entering its 3rd season, that it will not be enough, Lottie.
Not be enough.
You should have just kept your palm in one piece. The last thing we get is that Natalie has returned and she's smoking a cigarette in a way that only Juliette Lewis can. It's unbelievable. Astounds me every time. She's watching Lisa show off the 14th Gilly. And she's looking at the keys that she has to Lottie's office. So these two, they've definitely made out with each other, Lottie and Nat, no question. And there's a big history here. So let's just see what happens next.
Okay, Kristin.
Uh-huh.
I've been thinking about the buzz.
Uh-huh.
And wondering, what is it?
Wow. Let us go. All right, Jenny, what have you got for buzzing?
Okay. Buzz, 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 buzzity buzz, 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 buzz. I have some statements. I have some questions.
Great.
Right now, on this rewatch, I'm starting to wonder if they just decide to get rid of Mari because she is just the absolute worst. I wonder if it's not even like they start a thing where they like are killing girls one by one with their little hunt or whatever. I'm wondering if it's just Mari.
They just kill Mari. That's that before any other ritual thing begins. They just kill Mari.
Yeah. They're just like, ugh.
I have a question about Akila's mouse because as we, I think, remember, if you've watched the season, this mouse is not alive at all, actually. But I'm not sure if I'm clear on if the mouse was alive at first or if from the jump this mouse was deceased. So I put that in my question.
Hit us at hello@bufferandcast.com if you think you know something, but I feel like this mouse is dead from the moment she encounters it. Yeah.
Everybody's having a really rough time.
I know. Even the mouse couldn't find enough morsels to keep it alive.
Even the little mouse.
Oh. Okay. A thing that I wanted to touch on based on something that came up in our conversation earlier outside of the buzz was how much have the writers changed where they're headed? Like, how much have they changed their conception of, they allegedly have a 5-season story kind of like mapped out from the beginning. However, it's a long, 7 years probably before the whole story is told.
Right.
And people are on fucking Reddit 24/7 just being like, what about this? 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 And there's only so many soccer players in the woods that could be Pit Girl. And also, when they were mapping out their 5-season story, you know what they weren't planning on?
A writer's strike and
Juliette Lewis saying, fuck your show, I gotta go.
Yeah. Do you think that season 3 will get the pit scene?
No, I feel like the pit scene is going to be like the last thing that happens in season, or like it'll be like mid-season, season 5.
Let's put money on it.
You want to make it interesting? Okay.
Yeah.
I think that the pit scene will happen like not too long before they get out of the wilderness, however they get out.
Well, but sure, but in the seasonal run, you're saying, see, if they get 5 seasons, it would be in season 5. We're not getting
and
it in
I think that's going to be like mid season 5.
Right. I'm going season 3.
Season 3.
We're going next season. We get the pit.
If that does happen, do you think it's because they were planning on saving it until the end to show like the full like how we got there and like whatever, and then they felt like they had to move it up because people are so theory crazed?
I don't know. I mean, I'm hoping that they are a little more stick to their story than that. I think that, I mean, I don't know. I think that the pit was an incredible opening and an incredible like lure, Lure, not lore. But I don't know that I think, especially because this is the What's the Buzz section, so we can say whatever we want. By the end of this season, we've gotten a pretty good idea of what this Queen card does and a pretty good idea of what the ritual begins to become. And so I don't, and like we're also like really getting ready to eat some fucking people here, and we've already eaten Jackie. So I don't know if the series needs the mystery of the pit girl after season 3. I think like right now I'm like fascinated to get more of like the 98 of the girls and like what the fuck happened when they came back. And you know, I don't think there will be no Woods after season 3, but I don't know that we need that like carrot dangled anymore to give us what we want. So I don't think it would be like a just throw somebody in the pit because we're changing the story. If it happens, I think maybe it was just never intended to be like a full series arc. But what do I know? I don't write television.
I think that like due to the level of sort of like sophistication and ritualization that we see,
that's true.
With Pit Girl, if that is all like, I mean, at this point you could find somebody on Reddit saying pretty much anything, but some people were talking about like, oh, I don't think that's all like what we see and automatically categorize as one event.
Yes.
In the pilot is not one event. And like,
yes.
I'm too tired to think that that's more than one thing. So by the time they're like, they have animal masks and like whatever, like how far down the line is that? Oh, but you do raise a great point about like how much more are we going to see of what comes in between the wilderness and where we pick up with the adults in season 1.
Yeah. I mean, like, what the fuck? Like, I'm really, really intrigued to see what the fuck happens with Shauna and Jeff when they get back. I mean, like, there's so much there, but you know, they could give us very little of the Woods in season 3 and give us way more. You know, they could stretch out when we even get to the rituals really getting into full swing, even though we got so far by the end of season 2 because they have all that like middle stuff to cover. So I guess we'll see.
Yeah, I think they're gonna find more richness in the present day stuff.
Yeah,
like I feel like there's more for them to like mess around with. Whereas with the teen girls, like they can't go anywhere, and there's only going to be fewer and fewer characters to interact with one another as time goes on, we imagine.
Yeah.
Speaking of time, the other big thing I want to mention in this section was it the costume designer who inadvertently revealed when they expect season 3 to drop?
Like, I'm not ready to believe anything except for believing that I literally had a heart attack when I saw that the costume designer had simply like replied to an Instagram post with like, yeah, we're coming back in February. I felt like I had accidentally revealed something when I read that.
I know.
I was so upset for her and
I
whatever
hope you still have a job.
Yeah.
Also, who knows? Maybe it was a red herring.
Yeah, like my part of me was like, how could anyone who works anywhere near the show have any doubt that you don't say anything? So like maybe it was something to to get everybody a buzz. I don't think season 3 is going to come back in February though. I think if anything we'll get that bonus episode in February to then kick off.
I think we're going to get the bonus episode next month.
You think December?
A little Christmas treat. Yeah.
I mean, that's what I wanted, but now we're so close and they haven't said anything, so
they might just drop it without saying anything. Like I could definitely see them just like putting it up and being like, guess what? The wilderness brought you a little prezzy. as they love to do. But if it does come back in February, certain dreams that we had dreamt up for ourselves will not come to fruition, alas.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I guess we can put in any section of the podcast that like part of our hope was maybe to try, who knows if we even could have, to cover season 3 in real time for you guys. But I'm not sure that I can have a baby, release a book, relaunch a podcast, and cover Yellowjackets live if it launches in February. But you know what? We'll just find out, won't we?
We'll just find out.
We're just taking it a day at a time. Also, part of What's the Buzz is saying that Lottie's therapist is not Lottie's therapist. Lottie is not seeing a therapist. Watching this scene with that knowledge is very fun. The end.
Yeah, Lottie is actually sitting in Ralph Boner's living room right now. Talking to nothing.
Oh my God. All right, Jenny. We've fucking buzzed. We've buzzed. It's been a nighttime recording and it's 10:30 p.m. Do you know where your podcasters are? Sitting at their desks, trying to make you happy. Did we do it? I hope so.
I hope so too. What a delight to talk about the show, even when I'm so sleepy. Kristin, should we head out? We're late for practice and I have to go home and pick up my cleats.
Yeah, I've been wearing compression socks lately.
Because you're in the bloom of youth.
Because I'm in the bloom of youth, and just getting more fluid in my body by the minute. But every time I put them on, like I played soccer for literally 1 year, and every time I put my compression socks on, I feel like I should have like shin guards underneath them and cleats about to go over them. Like, that's what socks this
you're ready to go kick at a ball.
Yeah, exactly.
Nice.
All right, tell them who you are. You are much less fluid in your body than me. Who could you be?
You know, I'm Jenny Owen Youngs, and when I'm not making podcasts with Kristin late at night, I'm making music. I've got a deluxe album of my record Avalanche coming out November 22nd, which is also my birthday. If you're listening to this far in the future, then it already came out and you're late. So please go get it. And thanks. And it's been my pleasure to serve you this evening. Say hi on socials at Jenny Owen Youngs.
I'm Kristin Russo, and when I'm not podcasting with Jenny, I am often working around LGBTQ community. You can learn more about my work at KristinNoeline.com, KristinNoeline. You can use that spelling to find me on socials. What about us?
Well, Buffering, a Rewatch Adventure, which is an umbrella under which huddled together desperately for warmth, Buffering the Vampire Slayer, The X-Files, Doomcoming, and Okie Dokie, and kind of The Boiler Room, is on socials at BufferingCast. You can email us at hello@bufferingcast.com. Did I make a whole sentence?
It's possible. We'll find out in post.
I'm sure you've got enough to cut it together to make me sound like a person.
Support us so that we can purchase new sleep masks for ourselves. Join us on Patreon, patreon.com/bufferingcast. Who the hell made this episode, Jenny?
I don't know. Oh, we did. We've been recording for 2.5 hours.
It's just us.
Yeah, this episode was produced by Jenny and Kristin Kristin edited it, and we're both pretty and well behaved.
Okay, well, would you like me to say until next time for you?
Yeah.
Until next time.
That was nice.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
The Regency era.
You might know it as the time when Bridgerton takes place, or the time when Jane Austen wrote her books. But the Regency era was also an explosive time of social change, sex scandals, and maybe the worst king in British history. And on the Vulgar History podcast, we're going to be looking at the balls, the gowns, and all the scandal of the Regency era. Vulgar History is a women's history podcast, and our Regency era series will be focusing on the most rebellious women of this time. That includes Jane Austen herself, who is maybe more radical than you might have thought. We'll also be talking about queer icons like Anne Lister, scientists like Mary Anning and Ada Lovelace, as well as other scandalous actresses, royal mistresses, rebellious princesses, and other lesser-known figures who made history happen in England in the Regency era. Listen to Vulgar History wherever you get podcasts.
There are names that echo in the world of true crime, names that carry unanswered questions. Oakley Carlson, a 5-year-old girl who deserved safety, protection, and love, yet the system built to protect her failed, and Oakley disappeared. Her community still calls her name.
Or Ellen Greenberg, found in her locked apartment with 20 stab wounds, a case declared a suicide. But how does a locked apartment tell two different stories at once?
These are not just cases we have covered. They are people. They were loved, and they mattered.
Their stories deserve to be told with care, with depth, with truth.
I'm Ashley.
And I'm Ricky.
We are the husband and wife duo behind Crime Salad.
Every week we uncover stories of the missing, the silenced, the misunderstood. We ask the questions that were left behind. We refuse to let these stories be forgotten.
Because behind every case is a family holding on, a community seeking answers, and a story that deserves to be heard.
We invite you to listen to Crime Salad,
your healthy portion of true crime, wherever you get your podcasts.